Hey, Robin. Hey, Kate Imbles. Keith, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Bitcoin. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Hey, y'all. Ah, hey, Loretta. Good to see you. Good morning. I'm well. Thank you. Good, Keith. Glad to see you. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you. Hey, Sylvia. Good to see you. 6 p.m. where you are. Oh my gosh. Hey, BC. Hey, Terry Bell, good to see you. Good morning. All right, if you will, everybody go ahead and share with your followers. Invite, then we'll get started. It's Friday, and not only is it Friday, but it's Friday the 13th. Can you imagine? I thought we've been living Friday the 13th this whole year. So, no surprise, it's Friday the 13th. All right. Hey, Sally, good to see you. I'm seeing some people come in, but I can't see everybody when I'm sharing. All right, perfect. Good morning, Patriots. I don't know if Cloud Hub is back up or not. I do know that they are working on it. They're gonna do some good things coming up here. That this won't happen again. I don't know what it is, but we'll see what they do. For now, it looks like it's probably still down. It may be Friday the 13th, but it's been a great day so far with the Lord. Well, every day is a great day with the Lord. Keith, that's for sure. Yeah, I can see Cloud Hub loading that it's live, but it's not where it should be, and I have no idea what's going on there. So we'll just leave that alone. Hey, Robin, good to see you. All right. Morning, Stephanie. Good to see you. Paula, Bonnie, good morning. Sitting under a ladder with umbrella petting a black cat. Well, BC, that's the way it should be. Trying to get together today to leave for Washington. Good for you, Sally. Sally, we expect a lot of film from you, a lot of video. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Bill. Good to see you. All right, I am going to read on Psalm 3. This is the Lord helps his troubled people, and then we're going to get started. Lord, how they have increased who trouble me. Many are they who rise up against me. Many are they who say of me, there is no help for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory and the one who lifts up my head. I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. You have broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing is upon your people. Amen. Good morning, Tim Marvin. Just another little reminder really quickly here. My book, My Ears Are Not Like Yours, available at Amazon.com. This is a book for children ages 4 through 11. And this is a very encouraging book for young kids. They need that today more than ever in 2020. Again, this is available at Amazon.com. The Lord gave me a word this morning, repositioning. Well, we'll see what that is. Wow, awesome. Thank you, Bitcoin. Also, for those who gave to the Pregnancy Resource Center, just want to let you know that a couple of packages were delivered today. Great Christmas gift, Susan, or donate to Book Drive. Yes, thank you, Sally. Hey, Lee. Yeah, it's a great, little gift, little stocking stuffer, something that you want to give to your grandkids or your nieces and nephew. 2-year-olds love the book too. I know a lot of parents have bought the book with 2-year-olds, and they say the 2-year-olds just carry the book around and they read it to them. So you can have it to give it to very young kids. They just have to have somebody read it to them, but they seem to really enjoy it because, again, it's a very positive, uplifting, and encouraging message for kids, and they need that so badly today. And adults like it too, because it's the same encouraging message for them, really. So hopefully, again, if you'd like it, it's at Amazon.com. So, and if you have any troubles finding it or whatever, let me know and I'll help you. My neighbor has autism. He's 6. That would be great for him. He loves books. Oh, Sally, he would love it. A lot of pictures inside and everything else. I'm going to buy that book. Thank you, Robin. All right. Now, let's get to some information that I was not happy to see this morning. And it irritates me, but I'm sure it will irritate you when you see it because it's just outlandish. Outlandish. Okay. Outgoing Syria envoy admits hiding U.S. troop numbers from President Trump. For 4 years after signing the now infamous Never Trump letter condemning then presidential candidate Donald Trump as a danger to America, retiring diplomat Jim Jeffrey is recommending that the incoming Biden administration stick with Trump's foreign policy. But even as he praises the president's support of what he describes as a successful realpolitik approach to the region, he acknowledges that his team routinely misled senior leaders about troop levels in Syria. As you remember, the president withdrew troops in Syria, wanted everybody out, and he's saying, no, we lied. We lied to the president, to the leaders. He said we were always playing shell games to not make clear to our leadership how many troops we had there. The actual number of troops in northeast Syria is a lot more than the roughly 200 troops Trump initially agreed to leave there in 2019. So, I mean, does this not make you, every fiber of your being, bristle? Hey, Gary, to know that these people lied to the president, the people that he was supposed to be able to believe in and trust, lied to our president. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Is everybody still up on Periscope? You got quiet all of a sudden. Okay, there you go. What's his name? His name is Jim Jeffrey, Jeffrey. And of course, it is shameful. Hey, Cully. And of course, people on the left on Twitter just think that's the most hilarious thing they've ever seen. You know, these people don't quite understand the significance of this and what it means to national security, what it means to, if you can't depend upon the people that you have. It's crazy how deep the lies and corruption go. Bitcoin, it is beyond crazy. I mean, it really is. Said in 2018 and again in October of 2019, when Trump repeated the withdrawal order, the president boasted that ISIS was defeated. But each time the president was convinced to leave a residual force in Syria and fight. And he said, what Syria withdrawal? There was never a Syria withdrawal, Jeffrey said. When the situation in northeast Syria had been fairly stable after we defeated ISIS, Trump was inclined to pull out. In each case, we then decided to come up with 5 better arguments for why we needed to stay, and we succeeded both times. That's the story. Wow. And they're so proud of themselves. So proud. Not only did they lie to the president, they lied to the American people. Keep the faith. Hey, Pastor Leo Dempsey, thank you. If America has chosen by a majority to make covenant with the party of death, I declare Ichabod, Rocky Jackson said. Lock them up ASAP, Sally said. Yeah, I mean, it's it boggles the mind. It really does. You know, you don't want to think of people being that way, but it really boggles the mind. Now, if you want to go and see this report for yourself, let me go ahead and put this over here for you on the people who are on the other streams other than Periscope. And you can go ahead and get that. I'll put this up on the screen for you to see it as well. But there it is. And anybody who wants to jump over there and get that can do that. Now, as we know, lockdowns are starting to gain momentum again. We're hearing about it. It's not only happening in the United States, it's happening all over. I've watched a video yesterday in regard to something that's happening in Canada. You shouldn't be retiring, getting benefits. I know, Sally. So the video that I saw yesterday in regards to Canada and what's coming and a letter that was written, it's not anything that we're not familiar with in the United States. And I feel that it's exactly the same thing that's going to continue to happen here and we'll see more of it. Yesterday, we learned that Graham and Grassley, according to the Washington Times, said it was time that Biden was allowed to see intel. No surprise, as we've talked about before, these people in Congress do not care who the president is. They may act like they care, but they don't really care. they're going to go ahead. They're going to do their job, right? They're going to get reelected into their long-term careers. That's their goal, not about helping you and me. There are some who are good people, and they do. Follow Deception Bites on Rumble. She has a lot in Canada. She lives there. Trudeau threatened to bring the UN military on US. Okay. Well, if Biden gets in, then that'll be okay. That'll be perfectly fine. They'll be invited in. Hey, Barbara, hearing a lot about the big reset, the Great Reset, Cully. It's called the Great Reset. We talked about that the other day. I'm going to talk about it again because I didn't know if people were listening the other day when I was talking about it. And it is probably one of the most important things right now that you can listen to. Hey, Wayne, because this is where we're headed. But again, Congress is not your friend. They've never been your friend. They care about saving their own butts. That's what they do. So nothing should surprise you that's coming out of Congress. Hey, Michelle. Bless you, Susan. Thank you, Michelle. Trudeau, you're an idiot, Terry Bell said. Hey, Sue Harrison. Good to see you. So here's, I want you to see this, but just know this, that when Thanksgiving and Christmas are fast approaching, they're going to shut us down tight as a drum. Okay. Hey, Clara, that's their goal. And it won't just be California, and it just won't be, New York. It's going to be a lot of different places. It's coming. Okay. Now let me bring this back up. This is what we talked. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. I just looked at this. Maybe just, I don't know, a half an hour ago. Let me see if I can find it. I can't believe this. They took it down. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to put this in again. I'm going to put this in for you guys to see it over on, no, that's not it. That's the old one. Okay. So that you can see it. Let me get this first. There's the link to where I'm going right now. And here is the World Economic Forum. Okay. This is the link I'm on right now. I'm going to read to you a little bit about what they say here. There is an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate in simultaneously managing the direct consequences of the COVID-19 crisis. To improve the state of the World Economic Forum is starting the Great Reset Initiative. The COVID-19 crisis and the political, economic, and social disruptions it has caused is fundamentally changing the traditional context for decision-making. The inconsistencies, inadequacies, and contradictions of multiple systems, from health and financial to energy and education, are more exposed than ever amidst a global context of concern for lives, livelihood, and the planet. Leaders find themselves at a historic crossroads, managing short-term pressures against medium and long-term uncertainties. As we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery, this initiative will offer insights to help inform all those determining the future state of global relations, the direction of national economies, the priorities of societies, the nature of business models, and the management of a global commons. Drawing from the vision and vast expertise of the leaders engaged across the forum's communities, the Great Reset Initiative has set a set of dimensions to build a new social contract that honors the dignity of every human being. Globalism, globalism, globalism. That's what you're hearing. So go there. There's some more information I want to give you. We talked about this the other day. Let me see if I can bring this back up for you. And I'll try to give you the link on that. Because this is, nobody's talking about this except a very few people. In other words, you can't think for yourself, world communism. Absolutely. And here's a link from what I put up the other day. This one you really need to see. Sissy, yes, it does sound like the New World Order is in full swing, because basically it is. Hey, Deborah. All right. So here is... This is what we talked about the other day. This one you want to go back and read once again. Okay. This is, and again, this is from a liberal left website. Okay. So this isn't the right trying to make it sound demonic or devious or anything else. This is from the left. For decades, progressives have attempted to use climate change to justify liberal policy changes, but their latest attempt, a new proposal called the Great Reset, is the most ambitious and radical plan the world has seen in more than a generation. This, again, is the Hill. They're left wing, okay? And here's what's being said. Every country from the United States to China must participate in every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. In short, we need a great reset of capitalism. This is what they want to do. This is what's going to be decided in Davos. Now, they were supposed to meet in January, but I think they put that off until May. So this is why they hate President Trump. This is what they want him out of the way so they can do. Hey, Grateful Mike. This is why under a Biden administration, this would be easy peasy, as they say, no problems. Part of the people that are going to be at the World Economic Forum, Prince Charles, one of the primary proponents of the Great Reset. And there's other people in here, all globalists. Here, listen to this. The world, this is what they're saying. The world needs massive new government programs, again, communism, globalism, and far-reaching policies comparable to those offered by American socialists such as Bernie Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez in their Green New Deal. This is what they're advocating for. This is exactly what they want. So go there and read that. It's very important that you know and be up to speed on what's coming. It's not necessarily the most pleasant thing you'll read, but it's the truth. And it's, again, it's not Republicans who are talking about it. These are people on the left who are coming out and saying, this is what we want to do. We're not hiding it anymore. There's no need for us to hide it. We're telling you what we're going to do. And so don't be surprised, when it comes your way, that's what they're doing. Now, there is Michelle Grisham. This is New Mexico. I want you to see what's kind of going on there and what the latest is on her. Is crazy, a tyrant as far as the politics and government go. Don't know what she's like personally. Don't want to know. So just telling you what she's doing. Scandals from the past could haunt a cabinet appointment for Michelle Lujan Grisham. She co-chairs Joe Biden's transition team and is reportedly being considered to lead the Health and Human Services end of it. Can you imagine this woman who has closed down her state is set to lead the Health and Human Services Department? Many will have buyer's remorse if Biden becomes president. Yeah, Ewitty. I don't know how soon they'll realize that, but after a while. Some of the scandals from the past, she profited off of her state's pricey high-risk insurance pool, even after Obamacare was designed to weed it out. Even after Obamacare virtually made such programs obsolete, New Mexico continued to use a high price. You are Susan Knowles for, gotcha. Even after Obama virtually made such programs obsolete, New Mexico continued to use a high-priced health insurance program for seriously ill patients. So this woman who cares so much about her people in New Mexico, who wants to lead this program throughout the United States, this is her attitude. She ignored complaints of abuse in long-term care facilities. That's what's being alleged in this. This is a Fox News report. And so there you can see first and second, she ignored complaints of abuse in long-term care, healthcare facilities. She served as head of New Mexico's Agency of Aging and secretary of the Department of Health from 1991 until 2007. She heard complaints for years about mistreatment at state-run and long-term care facilities. She eventually went undercover to see firsthand what was going on with her patients. During her whole day of staying at a facility in the state, she said she endured thoughtless care and even had personal belongings stolen, according to a 1997 Albuquerque journal story. After the Department of Justice stepped in to investigate the facility, Fort Bayard, under Grisham's department, it found that residents there suffered significant harm and risk of harm from the facility's inadequate medical and nursing care services. And yet, don't think she did anything about it. She just kind of, oh, there it is. Unbelievable. Days later, so she called an employee at the Lily Barak jewelry shop in Albuquerque, where she was a long-standing relationship, to make a purchase over the phone. No one was allowed in the store at the time. So this woman, she's violated her own stay-at-home orders to buy jewelry. Okay. So she's done everything that you would expect a Democrat who was a socialist and a communist and, had all kinds of ideas about what you should do, but not what she should do. She didn't follow her own rules. Yeah. So there you go. Let's see. Patrick said let me see here. She is going to clamp down on New Mexico today. So they're going to expect another shutdown from her today. And this is what you can expect if the Bidens ever get in and as president, God help us. You can expect that same type of thing happening if she's on any type of committee. Now, let's move on a little bit to Dr. Fauci's in the news again. He warned on Thursday that while the United States has an independent spirit, that it's time for people to do what they're told. Do what they're told by the health experts and government officials to bring down surging coronavirus numbers. Again, we're looking at surging maybe cases, and we have Fauci coming out to tell us it's time to obey. What happened to Syria? Well, you have to look at the replay. We already talked about that, P17, so you'll have to watch the replay. Fauci said, I was talking with my UK colleagues who are saying the UK is similar to where we are now because each of our countries have their independent spirit. I can understand that, but now is the time to do what you're told. No, I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you, we've already talked about it. Who said that? You blipped on my end. And here's the thing. I heard from somebody else. I don't know if this is true. This was from a person who's supposedly in the UK. Yeah. Your COVID has a 99.9% recovery rate of all those people under the age of 70, especially. In certain parts of the UK, this was a person that I know who was talking directly to a woman in the UK. And the woman said they are not allowed to go into, they can only have one person in their apartment at one time. So one person can come in, then they have to leave, and then another person could come in, and then they have to leave. You can never have more than one person in your apartment at a time, and you can't go around visiting other people. Now, again, COVID is so smart because that one person comes into your apartment, right? They leave, another person comes in. That person could have COVID, right? COVID catches on a coattail and happens to go into the apartment, right? So that person goes in. And then they leave, taking their COVID with them, but leaving some behind to infect the person in the apartment. And then that third person comes in and voila, they get COVID. Now we got two people. Isn't it amazing that having one person at a time, they think you can't get COVID? See, none of these rules make any sense. Time for government employees to take orders from we the people. Yeah, well, yeah, it's past time, Clara. I was listening to a pastor the other day who basically was talking about people aren't critically thinking anymore. Some of these rules that we've been given, people just accept them and they don't think about how nonsensical all of this is. The children are being taught in public schools not to think about things like this. They're being taught just to accept them. And this is how we're raising the children, right? And so when it comes to it, everybody goes, oh, okay. Well, if I just wear a mask, then we can stop COVID. When again, it was never said that even if you wore a mask that you were going to stop COVID. They said you could slow the spread, which we have found out isn't true. communism in its purest form. Yeah, the people have been desensitized. Well, they're just not thinking, and so people keep doing it. She has told us to stay away from all other human beings. Unbelievable, Patrick said. Am I alone from Diva? Terry, yeah, few people go into D Live, but they haven't seen me and I haven't advertised that much that I'm on D Live. But I'm on YouTube also at the Susan Knowles channel if you want to go there, and on Periscope at Susan Knowles. So anyway, while I'm here, I want to mention to you guys that over on clouthub.com, where I'm at, Clout, CLOUTHUB hub.com. I am Susan Knowles over there, or at Susan Knowles. If you go there and go to groups, we have a group that I started called Christians United. Please join that group, Christians United. We don't talk politics there, but you're welcome to post scripture, videos from like YouTube of pastors speaking and anything that is of concern to Christians. But yeah, I know you think masks save lives, Annie. I could probably tell you that walking on a tightrope saves lives, and after a while, you'd probably do it. So that's you. So anyway, Christians United on Cloud Hub. It's in the group. No politics there, just scripture and other things that pertinent to Christians. That video I was telling you about from the pastor. I posted that yesterday in Christians United. It's one of the same one. No funny cat videos. Sorry. And those will be deleted. If it's politics or anything other than what's related to Christians, it'll be deleted. And I have a big message, no selfies there, whatever. Watch the PPE expert. Masks are made for sick people, not well people. Yep. I mean, you could tell people long enough, just like I was saying to Annie, I could tell you long enough to walk on a tightrope and you'll be safe from COVID. I guarantee you I'll see people up on a tightrope after a while. If you say it long enough, you spread the message, you spread the fear behind the message, that's what you'll get. You'll get compliance, and that's exactly what they wanted and exactly what they got. And they want compliance in everything. This is just the beginning. Yesterday, we talked about Osterholm, who is on the coronavirus task force for Biden. And what does he want to do? He wants to close down the country for 4 to 6 weeks to get coronavirus under control, right? So if you do that, listen to this for 1 second, please. If you close down the country for 4 to 6 weeks, it will wipe out just about everybody. Now, he said, oh, don't worry about that. We'll pay for everybody. We'll pay your salary. We'll pay for it all. You don't have to worry. You can go ahead and close down and you got your money in the pocket. What does that sound like? That sounds like government dependence, and that sounds like the Great Reset. This is exactly what they're trying to prepare you for. Yeah. Well, Robin, and it'll lead to months, but it will lead to more than just months. It will lead to allowing the Great Reset to come in and reset everything and give you a universal, what is it called? A universal income, right? A universal monthly income is what they want to do. And so you'll be it's communism, Robin. I mean, socialism, yes, but it leads into communism. They want you to be dependent upon the government. This is exactly where this is going. We are at the halfway point. If you would, please share again. I really appreciate it. Okay. Whoops. All right. All right. States will never go along with it. People will say, hell no, at least in red states. Well, at least in red states. But you know what? If so many people were so easy to do this, yeah, Canada's starting building facilities now for those who don't abide. And we talked about this before, even in Ohio, they've gotten money to build what they called it something like conglomerated, I don't know. It's another word for FEMA camps, right? But they called it, without masks, there will be more COVID, so masks save lives. No, not true, Annie. Sounds good. It sounds really good, but that's not true. If you can breathe through your mask, Annie, you're getting air through, getting droplets through, and that's getting your COVID through if you have it. Plus, Annie, you got 99% chance or thereabouts of survival, and you want to wear a mask for the rest of your life, and you expect everybody else to. And when in our history, maybe one other time, we put masks on sick people so that their bacteria and all won't come out to everybody else, whatever. But you don't mask up healthy people. We've worn masks for months, cases up, so they don't work. Exactly. God gave us an immune system that they're trying to kill off of us, Sally. I mean, basically, if you don't use your immune system, it just dies, as everybody knows. So, Okay, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves, the fact is that we're going to try to work with whomever's president, but we're not going to participate. We're not going to participate in a nationwide lockdown. This notion that one of his advisors, this is Biden, has said that all we really need is about a 6-week national lockdown and we can slow down the spread of this virus is totally and completely beyond reasonableness. Again, they're never saying to you, we're going to stop COVID. They're always saying we're going to slow it down. We've been slowing it down since March. I've never seen so many people in California in compliance with that wearing the mask, and yet they're wearing the mask and the numbers, according to them, are still up. Why do I see people being herded up in train cars in a few years? God help us. Yeah, sissy. FEMA camps for non-conformers, Stephanie said. Yeah. Good morning, Debbie Treadway. Straight up communism. Yeah. Separate, isolate, and propagandize. Yeah. How they will let certain places stay open, but at 10, they have to close down. So how does COVID know how to start up at those places? How does it know to start being active? Not to mention having churches and other. Carol Williams, see, COVID is very smart. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about how yesterday we can, like in California, churches are closed again. You can't go in a restaurant to eat. Bars are being closed again unless they serve food. But strip clubs, man, if you want to get out there and strip, COVID won't bother you. Get out there, do your thing, and COVID isn't affecting you one single bit in the strip clubs. Good morning, Susan. Is completely ridiculous, the rules for the holidays. I know, Kathy, it really is. Yeah, isolation is a very good way to control people, Patrick said. Yeah, Paula said, as a nurse, all these rules are making me pull my hair out. They just don't make sense. Yep, they don't. Comey Fauci can kiss where I can't chew tobacco, Sissy said. Tara Bell said, complete evil. Yeah. COVID can read the clock. COVID is the smartest virus I have ever known about in my entire life. It's just amazing how smart they are, that COVID is. Now, he said the people in Mississippi can't just go home, shut down their small businesses, shut down their restaurants, shut down their gyms, shut down other small businesses for 6 weeks and just think that you can come back 6 weeks from now, flip a switch and everything's going to be fine. That's not the way the economy works. And it's not the way they want the economy to work because they want the Great Reset. Mike, we just shared on the halftime. If you didn't share, please do share. What are they going to do if people don't obey these holiday rules, tear down everybody's door and haul them away? Well, Sherry They could very possibly do that. COVID is smarter than the libs for sure, Clara said. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there is no end to what they might do. They could come to your house, and you're always going to have somebody next door, perhaps, who is very willing to turn you in. Have you heard Lynn Wood saying Joe will never be president? Fraud in our country for years, Robin said. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. COVID can stop and just start up again where it wants to. Yeah, Carol, it's amazing. COVID is just amazing. You have to give it that. It's amazing. It's fooled not only a country, but it's fooled the entire globe. And, what is it? Sweden again? They're not masking up. They're doing just fine. They're out at nightclubs, actually. They haven't done anything to begin with, and they're doing better, I think, than the rest of us. Now, I wanted to draw your attention to, this is Steve Cortez. He is the 2020 campaign senior advisor for strategy. And he has a good point here. He says, notice those pushing the hardest for lockdowns are nearly always people whose lives won't change that much. They can work remotely. Kids attend in person, private schools like Newsom's kids. As usual, working class people suffer the most from such tyranny. Welders and waitresses can't work from home. Neither can hairstylists. And the woman I was telling you about in the UK who said nobody can come into her apartment and they have all the businesses closed down, she's a hairstylist. How is she supposed to work? 4 to 6 weeks will turn into 3 to 5 months. It'll turn into a lifetime, Brian. That's what they want. You know, unless Nancy flies to the UK and comes to her apartment, she's not going to have any business. Jim Jordan said, government is now telling us how many people we can have in our homes for dinner, but will let you protest if you support their liberal agenda. And as you guys know, right now, headed to D.C., are all those people that are going to the Stop the Steal rally tomorrow. I watched a video of truck after truck after truck going down the road headed to that rally. You know, I pray for those people that they will be safe tomorrow. And I pray that they will get attention and get people to understand what's going on before it's too late. This is the kind of stuff that we're seeing on the left. This is from Jake Tapper. Let me get this up on the screen. You know, whenever anybody, I don't care who you are, if you are a reasonable individual or you're somebody who believes in the law, who believes in right from wrong and all that, and I know that's saying a lot for these people, you will want to go and check things out, you know, just for your own point of view and your own benefit. Let's go check that out and see if it's really true. But they don't do that. They, you know, they poo-poo everything. And here's what he said. Betsy Klein, White House trade advisor, Pete Navarro on Fox News. We are moving forward here at the White House under the assumption that there will be a second term, Trump term. We think we won that election, and any speculation about what Joe Biden might do, I think, is moot at this point. And Jake Tapper says, madness, madness. You know, again, even if you don't believe it, go check it out. Talk to the people. Ask them, did this really happen? Were you disenfranchised? You know, did something happen? Did you see something? That's what he's supposed to do, I thought, as a journalist, right? That's what they used to do as a journalist. But apparently that's not what's done anymore. What's done now is just ridiculing the other side before you have any information whatsoever. Now, this is what President Trump tweeted out yesterday. He said, report, Dominion deleted 2.7 million Trump votes nationwide. Data analysis finds 221,000 Pennsylvania votes switched from President Trump to Biden. 941,000 Trump votes deleted. States using Dominion voting systems switched 435,000 votes from Trump to Biden. I wish I could go wear a mask if you want to. If you don't want to, it is American. Well, it is so far, LMC. Yeah, I know, Annie. He's from CNN. That's why we don't pay much attention to him. Got yelled at for no mask. I told her to look out for herself. I'd do the same, Clara said. Yep. So, you know, there have been a lot of people talking about that Dominion software. I don't know what the truth is. Good morning, Redeemed Patriot. I don't know wherein lies the truth, but we need to find out. We need to find out if an entire country has had an election fraud. Justice Alito raises alarm over growing intolerance, acceptance of restrictions on liberty. Yep. Liberals believe just analysts and scientists who agree with them, E. Whitty said. Yes. I suppose they will be going around and see if there is more than 2 cars in your driveway and take everyone away during the holidays. Could be. These numbers have to be fake, Ernest said. Well, that's what we need to find out. Now, this is something that General Flynn tweeted out this morning. General Flynn's been doing more tweeting than usual. He typically doesn't do any, so it's surprising to see that. Let me see if I have this. Okay. So he tweeted out, follow this guy, a true American patriot and digital soldier. He is working to make sense out of this disastrous fraud of an election. And if you go to one he put here, let me see if I can get it up on the screen a little bit more. This is his projection. Says big win today for Trump in PA lawsuit, Michigan audit, Georgia hand recount begins tomorrow, the 13th through the 18th. Alaska absentee votes still being counted through the 18th November. North Carolina will complete absentee count tomorrow by noon. Don't know how he figures all this, but you can go. I'll give you his tweet if you want to go check it out even further. And I'm putting this over here on the restream. But he says, if you look at his map, that Trump wins by 305 electoral votes. What do I think is going to happen the first purge? I have no idea at this point. God only knows. God does know, and it will be up to God to decide this. I have more than two driveway. Yeah, I bet you do, Wayne. So it will be up to God. The truth is massive fraud trying to take our country, not happening. LMC said, well, if you're not praying at this point, if you're not a praying person, I suggest that you become a praying person very quickly. They are fake. Some post disclaimer on our news saying approximate or possible numbers, Sally said. I don't know what you're talking about, Sally, because I don't know what if you're talking about what I'm talking about now or something else. So we're all hiding in the closet like school kids caught having a drinking party. There you go. Some up on blocks. There you go, Wayne. I don't even want to know anymore about that. So anyway, go to his tweet if you want and check it out further to see what it is that he's claiming and how he claims he gets to 305. Everybody in there who is a living, breathing human being that has a brain whatsoever, okay, I'll make that statement. You have to know that something is wrong. You have to know that somebody who has 2 people show up at a rally as compared to 57,000 people who have rallies at 30,000, 20,000, 15,000, on and on and on, that the person with 2 cars that showed up wins an election across the country. And not only that, but that almost every position that you're looking at in every state, all of them went to the Republicans. That the Republicans, how many women and minorities got in the House, how many were elected in the House. You don't have that if everybody hates and despises the president. It just doesn't happen. And you know that something is wrong. Whether you believe it or not, you know something is wrong and it needs to be investigated. And so these people who won't look at it, who won't even take the time to look at it because they have such TDS, it's ridiculous. We didn't wear a mask in any of the protests here. Last time we were surrounded by masked state troopers, Sally said. Yeah. Now, the Pennsylvania judge on Thursday ruled in favor of the Trump administration. Let me get rid of this off the screen here. Hold on 1 second. Ordering that state election officials cannot count ballots that were cast provisionally by voters who did not have proof of identification and then subsequently failed to provide ID by the 9th. Existing Pennsylvania law states voters have until 6 days after the election, in this case, November 9, to cure problems with the ballot, including lack of identification. But just weeks before the election, the state Supreme Court ruled that mail-in ballots could be accepted up to 3 days after the election, which I told you at the time. I said that's making law. That's a court making law. You can't do that. So accepted 3 days after the election or through November 6th. By then, Pennsylvania's Secretary of State, again, another person trying to make law, Kathy Bukvar, just 2 days before election announced that proof of ID could be provided up until November 12th. And that you can't do that. You cannot do that. And that's what the courts are have ruled so far in Pennsylvania. You can't make law when you're not part of the state legislature. Okay, so here's another. Let me get this up for you. Oh, shoot. Of course. All right, this is what somebody had sent to me today, and I want to show you this. I don't know the veracity of it, but I wanted to show you. It's kind of hard to read, but I think it's worth noting. It says, to those who may believe they will be unaffected by higher tax rates. Now, Joe said, oh, we're gonna tax those people over 400,000. We're gonna put new taxes on them. So this is saying for those who believe you're gonna be unaffected by taxing those people that make incomes over 400,000, said, you know who has more than 400,000? the person or company that owns your apartment complex, the person or company that owns the house you're renting, the person or company that owns your HOA, the person or company that owns the debt on your house, the person or company that owns your grocery store, the person or company that owns your favorite restaurant, the person or company that owns your favorite business. You know what's going to happen when these taxes go up? Your rent's going to go up. Your HOA fees are going to increase. Your mortgage is going to increase unless you have a fixed rate. Your grocery prices will increase. Your favorite restaurants prices will increase, and your favorite business prices will increase. So for all the people who thought, oh, well, that's no big deal because, I don't make $400,000 a year. It's not going to affect me. Right there, as he said, yeah, it's going to impact you and pretty severely because when everybody else's rates go up, yours go up as well. That's just the way it works. Another law firm drops out of PA lawsuit due to lack of evidence. No, you don't know that, Phil. They dropped out. You don't know what that's about, and you don't know who they are. Okay. Now, here's from the crazy side of people who are in there running our country. This is AOC. So she went on a Zoom interview yesterday, and she, during this interview, thought that the House had lost the majority. Okay, this is what they think, right? That she thought the House lost the majority because basically that's what she goes. Okay, so she says, so, of course, the loss of the House majority is just extraordinarily upsetting to all of us. It's upsetting to all of us who are invested in having a Democratic majority so that we can expand healthcare, so that we can raise wages, so that we can protect working people. And it's also personally very difficult because to lose these people, many of them are my colleagues, and I'm proud to call many of them my friends. And the idea that they may not be returning next term is or that they aren't returning next term is extremely difficult on both just a personal and a policy and a political level. So she's dumber than a rock, as always. And she doesn't even know that they still have the majority of the House. Okay. So there's other news that I wanted to tell you about, but we never seem to get to it because there's so much happening. It's just pathetic. Okay, we are in Job. Let me go there real quickly. If I could find out where my marker was, we could go there very quickly. Or not. Okay. I think I left off, was it 10? Does anybody know? Was it chapter 10? Hey, Rue. AOC is unbelievable. I know. Let's see. Chapter 11. Zophar urges Job to repent. Then Zophar, the Nahumite, answered and said, should not the multitude of words be answered? And should a man full of talk be vindicated? Should your empty talk make men hold their peace? And when you mock, should no one rebuke you? For you have said, my doctrine is pure, and I am clean in your eyes. But oh, that God would speak and open his lips against you, that he would show you the secrets of wisdom, for they would double your prudence. Now, therefore, that God exacts from you less than your iniquity deserves. Can you search out the deep things of God? Can you find out the limits of the Almighty? They are higher than heaven. What can you do? Deeper than Sheol. What can you know? Their measure is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. If he passes by, imprisons and gathers to judgment, then who can hinder him? For he knows deceitful men. He sees wickedness also. Will he not then consider it? For an empty-headed man will be wise when a wild donkey colt is born a man. If you would prepare your heart and stretch out your hands toward him, if iniquity were in your hand and you put it far away and would not let wickedness dwell in your tents, then surely you could lift up your face without spot. Yes, you could be steadfast and not fear, because you would forget your misery and remember it as waters that have passed away, and your life would be brighter than noonday. Though you were dark, you would be like the morning, and you would be secure because there is no hope. Yes, you would dig around you and take your rest in safety. You would also lie down, and no one would make you afraid. Yes, many would count your favor. But the eyes of the wicked will fall, and they shall not escape, and their hope, loss of life. Job chapter 12. Job answers his critics. Then Job answered and said, no doubt you are the people, and wisdom will die with you. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Indeed, who does not know such things as these? I am one mocked by his friends, who called on God, and he answered him, the just and blameless, who is ridiculed. A lamp is despised in the thought of one who is at ease. It is made ready for those whose feet slip. The tents of robbers prosper, and those who provoke God are secure in what God provides by his hand. But now ask the beasts, and they will teach you, and the birds of the air, and they will tell you, or speak the earth, and it will teach you, and the fish of the sea will explain to you. Who among all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this, in whose hand is the life of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind? Does not the ear test words, and the mouth taste its food? Wisdom is with aged men, and with length of days understanding. With him are wisdom and strength. He has counsel and understanding. If he breaks a thing down, it cannot be rebuilt. If he imprisons a man, there can be no release. If he withholds the waters, they dry up. If he sends them out, they overwhelm the earth. With him are strength and prudence. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leads counselors away plundered, and makes fools of the judges. He loosens the bonds of kings, and binds their waists with a belt. He leads princes away plundered, and overthrows the mighty. He deprives the trusted ones of speech, and takes away the discernment of the elders. He pours contempt on princes, and disarms the mighty. He uncovers deep things out of darkness, and brings the shadow of death to light. He makes nations great and destroys them. He enlarges nations and guides them. He takes away the understanding of the chiefs of the people of the earth, and makes them wander in a pathless wilderness. They grope in the dark without light, and he makes them stagger like a drunken man. Chapter 13. Behold, my eye has seen all this. My ear has heard and understood it. What you know, I also know. I am not inferior to you, but I would speak to the Almighty, and I desire to reason with God. But you forget, you forgers of lies, you are worthless physicians. Oh, that you would be silent, and it would be your wisdom. Now hear my reasoning, and heed my pleadings of my lips. Will you speak wickedly for God, and talk deceitfully for him? Will you show partiality for him? Will you contend for God? Will it be well when he searches you out? Or can you mock him as one mocks a man? He will surely rebuke you if you secretly show partiality. Will not his excellence make you afraid, and the dread of him fall upon you? Your platitudes are proverbs of ashes. Your defenses are defenses of day. Hold your peace with him, and let me speak. Then come on me that way. Then let come on me that way. Why do I take my flesh in my teeth, and put my life in my hands? Though he slay me, yet I will trust him. Even so, I will defend my own ways before him. He also shall be my salvation, for a hypocrite could not come before him. Listen carefully to my speech, and to my declaration with your ears. See, now I have prepared my case. I know that I shall be vindicated. Who is he who will contend with me? If now I hold my tongue, I perish. If now I hold my tongue, I perish. Job's despondent prayer. Only two things do not do to me. Then I will not hide myself from you. Withdraw your hand from me, and let not the dread of you make me afraid. Then call, and I will answer, or let me speak, then you respond to me. How many are my iniquities and sins? Make me know my transgression and my sin. Why do you hide your face and regard me as your enemy? Will you frighten a leaf driven to and fro, and will you pursue dry stubble? For you write bitter things against me, and make me inherit the iniquities of my youth. You put my feet in the stocks, and watch closely all my paths. You set a limit for the soles of my feet. Man decays like a rotten thing, like a garment that is moth-eaten. Chapter 14. Man who is born of woman is a few days and full of trouble. He comes forth like a flower and fades away. He flees like a shadow and does not continue. And do you open your eyes on such a one, and bring me to judgment with yourself? Who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? No one. Since his days are determined, the number of his months is with you. You have appointed his limits so that he cannot pass. Look away from him that he may rest. Like a hired man, he finishes his day. For there is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, that it will sprout again, and that its tender shoots will not cease. Though its roots may grow old in the earth and its stump may die in the ground, yet at the scent of water it will bud and bring forth branches like a plant. But man dies and is laid away. Indeed, he breathes his last. And where is he? As water disappears from the sea and a river becomes parched and dries up, so man lies down and does not rise till the heavens are no more. They will not awake nor be roused from their sleep. Oh, that you would hide me in the grave, that you would conceal me under your wrath is past, that you would appoint me for a time set and remember me. If a man dies, shall he live again? All the days of my hard service I will wait till my change comes. You will call and I will answer you. You will desire the work of your hands. For now you number my steps, but do not watch over my sin. For transgression is sealed up in a bag, and you cover my iniquity. But as a mountain falls and crumbles away, and as a rock is moved from its place, as water wears away stone, and as torrents wash away the soul of the earth, so you destroy the hope of man. You prevail forever against him, and he passes on. You change his countenance and send him away. His sons come to honor, and he does not know. They are brought low, and he does not perceive it. But his flesh will be in pain over it, and his soul will mourn over it. Okay, we're going to stop there on chapter 14. Job is such a rich book of the Bible, the oldest book in the Bible. God is the creator and is seated on his throne. Hallelujah, and praise God. Amen, Sherry. The blood of Christ cleanses. Absolutely. One more time, just today, just to mention, My Ears Are Not Like Yours, available at Amazon.com. This is a book for children ages 4 through 11. And it is a very positive message for children, available again at Amazon.com. Would make a great Christmas gift, a gift for Thanksgiving. And you don't even have to mask up to go and get it, right? You can order it right online. That's the best thing in the world. All right, everybody. Have a blessed weekend, Susan. Thank you for all the work you do for us. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everyone. I found you, Susan, on Periscope. Yay. Happy Pappy. Yes, please, back on Periscope. I'm here every day except Wednesday. Sherry says, Susan's book, My Ears Are Not Like Yours, is the cutest, best book for children you can get. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Susan, for this. Thank you, Debbie. Job, a true example of faith. Amen. Keep the faith, as Leo Dempsey would say, everybody. My little guy loves his book. Aw, thank you, Sue. Enjoy your day, everybody. Thank you, you too, Anna. And we'll see you, God willing, on Monday. God bless. Take care. Please share. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. And we'll see you again on Monday, God willing.